All right. Well, good evening, beloved mighty companions. Let's just start with the light and listen for the voice of ourselves, the voice of truth in this shared light. Today's belief that Jesus has chosen for us to look at is desire to keep the doer. So, as we start with the divine light of being, how about we begin with number 1 on the Joining in Light worksheet? When you are upset, ask me quickly for help. Let me direct you whether you are to join with a brother or work with me in each case. When you join with a brother, pray together and ask me to help you. Focus on the light within, the light that you share, the only thing that is real. I'm hearing that just allowing for the silence, the ego might feel a little bit of discomfort in the space, but just to let Jesus.
Yeah, I was hearing to admit that I have this desire. Yes.
Yeah.
Desire to keep the doer. There's definitely some relishing in this.
Okay, well, then let's move to number 4, as directed by Spirit. Says, if an upset comes to mind that you would like help with, share it. For instance, if you're upset, admit you have a desire to feel upset. State the desired experience. What desire do you have to not be at peace? This is not a time for telling stories of your experiences, as this will make them seem real. This is the time to admit you desire an experience that is not peaceful, in this case, keeping the doer, and admit that you are willing to see it another way. So we move forward to example 1. In this case, it would be if you feel resistance in letting God be the doer, you desire an experience of resistance in letting God be the doer. Desire to keep the doer.
And we could ask what miracles need to be.
Oh, yeah.
What miracles are needed to clear this misperception?
Yeah, Jesus, please direct us. We don't know what a miracle is, even. So we're just open to your guidance. No order or difficulty in miracles.
I'm just feeling to really relax into the relishing of the belief that I'm the doer.
Mm. Mm.
He's showing me how I think doing is the way to wake up. I can do this or do this or do this, and then I'll wake up. I'll see the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, he's sharing with me that even the Bible quote, saved by faith, not by works, can be misleading because we can try to do faith. We try to do faith. We try to do trust. Hmm.
I heard that I desire doing above all else, and that I think that all hell is going to break loose if I don't do something.
Yeah, I can hear the ego saying, do something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing like a pleasure in this, and how it's like a confusion of happiness, that happiness is found through it.
Ooh. Yeah, he says even doing breathing or anything, it's doing, just leads to, it's not direct revelation. It leads to a belief in doership. I can hear the ego saying, how? But how? How do I do it? How? Like, it doesn't like this. It's trying to do its way out of not doing. Like it's trying to do its way into not doing.
He's showing me how I'm so busy doing. There's no room for anything else but doing, doing, doing. Or
Then I hear
thinking about doing.
yeah. Jesus, I want to know, what is it for? What is the ego getting so noisy for? What is that for?
Ego is made to move. It's the personal kingdom.
I'm hearing that something will be better in the future if I keep the doer. Something, it'll get better. And there's like a
Mm.
defensiveness and like the protection. That's what it feels like of protecting. So there's safety in doing, keeping the doer, to be identified as one who is doing something. So it's like cause and effect split.
Yeah.
To keep those apart.
There's Jesus, when we're like, I don't understand, like, is this doing? Is this the doer? Like, if I do this, is this the doer? Like, I Jesus, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, just going like this is like, I don't get it.
Yeah, what is his interpretation is what I hear. What is his interpretation of movement, like of something in form?
Let's listen for the voice. I must be having a desire not to hear the voice. I hear a lot of voices, but I don't hear the voice. Does anyone hear it?
Maybe we could look at number 5.
Yeah. I will remind you not to look upon the error and make it real. This is a denial of yourself. Look not at the experience. Join with me to look directly at the desire below the experience. Ask me if you desire the experience that you are having. And if I tell you that you do desire it, admit that you do indeed desire the experience. admission of the desire is powerful. It is no longer holding on to the denial that you are indeed denying divinity. This leads to very fast release and acceptance of the miracle. In other words, you are admitting that you do have a desire to deny that you are light through experience. Ask me then what to do and listen for the answer. What
Um,
I heard,
oh, go ahead.
what I heard was he said it's already done. It is just a matter of accepting that atonement. So there's just still blocks to love's presence. Like,
Yeah, I was hearing stay with the relishing, and then we can ask if there's holding or release. Am I holding?
yeah.
Is there something I really, I really want to do?
Feels a lot more of a release now. Um, Especially when I read, ask me what to do and listen for the answer. I'm just hearing relax the mind. Does somebody have their... Oh, okay, they turned it off.
I'm being reminded of something he said the other day to my joining partner and I about letting him dance through our field. Don't have those exact words, but the word dance, he used the word dance, and just that Christ awareness. So, and he is the doer.
Yeah, he's saying it's never about the words do or not do. It's the essence of the Christ, the light of divine being. Yeah. So thank you for that, Laura. Dance through us. It's like a higher understanding of dance.
He's talking to me about how much faith I have in doing, and I have to do it
Mm.
and relish it. Just relish that this is the way to get it done. You do it.
That's a strong belief. Yeah. Should we admit to the desire? What is that?
The desire to maintain the doer, to keep the doer. Yeah.
So it's kind of like keeping the doer alive. Almost like we know that if we stopped investing in it, it would wither and die. It would dissolve into love.
And to feel helpless, like,
Yeah. I heard that we hold on to the doer to feel helpless. Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about doing is trying to control.
Maybe it's not really. Can we ask him if there's a divine control?
What I'm hearing is that in the light, there is no control.
Okay.
It's wholly whole and complete.
The ego is like it tries to bargain sometimes. But I think the question was helpful because sometimes it feels like, wait, and like it's hard to even imagine the absence of control. So perhaps the question itself brought it to a higher place of there's no control in the light, in the light of divine being.
There is command over the mind.
Yeah, the word I had, I also heard was dominion. God has dominion over our thoughts, our doership.
And I'm seeing now it's like a little kid hanging on really tightly, like to a toy or a bumper of a car or something, and then
Yeah.
God's just trying to let it help it relax its grip. It's okay. It's really okay. I've got you.
I can hear a voice. It says, "This is who I am. This is who I am. I can't let go of this. This is who I am."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only sharing to expose that, to the light.
And it's like the child is really red-faced, just totally tense from that gripping.
Yeah.
The sense of misplaced safety. Objectified.
There's safety in peace of mind.
There's safety in doing. So the ego thinks.
So the ego thing. But that kind of reinforces the idea of someone to get safe. Safe from what, Jesus? Safe from what?
Well, what it thinks is a pit of despair, but it's actually light.
Mm.
Yeah. What would I be if I'm not doing?
Mm.
And then afraid to find out.
What I heard was unimaginable. It's not imaginable by the ego. So there's a desire for cleverness. Yeah. Using cleverness to deny divinity.
I can pull one over on the ego. I mean,
On
light.
spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. But
And I really don't want to see how I'm doing this to myself. I want to push that out of awareness and not, fully admit, okay, I am doing this to myself. This is this is an experience that I have a desire for, that I'm desiring this more than peace, more than divine being. It's like, like there's power in it, and it's what I was hearing is like usurping the power of God, like that I can do better than God.
Yeah, ego, it's clear that ego doesn't want a mind at home with itself, because that would be the ego would never have any power again. There would be no well, I just want to see the relishing for cleverness through doership. Yeah. Now I'm hearing an ancient story. It's something like, well, this started a long time ago, so how can I be held responsible for it? It's too ancient. I can't fix all this.
In the blink of an eye, it's wiped away.
Yeah. All right. I feel like it's time to ask Jesus if we're ready to receive a miracle on this, or if there's more that he would have us look at here.
It doesn't feel complete.
No. What I heard was the willingness needs to be that of, if it takes 900 years, so be it.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And the pause before making the move, the do move, to pause and ask. And relax.
I have a desire coming up to deny that there's an ego. I don't like the idea that there's two of me. So one that I'm at odds with, or in competition with God. Do you think you're in competition with God? So I must desire an experience of denying that there's two of me.
I'm a little bit confused by the desire because there aren't two of us.
Right.
Can you
Yeah.
clarify? a little
It's like the use of the belief that there's two to deny divinity. Like, well, there's a voice in my head and then there's what I do. So how can I be responsible for anything? Like, it's like that.
See, what I'm hearing is that doing results from that part of the mind that wants to be in charge and control and uses doing to deny that doing doesn't get us anywhere, that it's actually moving us away from God.
So it's an intellectual realization that God is the doer, but I'm not experiencing it as my direct experience.
What's that again, Elliot?
I said it's intellectual that God is the doer, but I'm not experiencing that directly. I just feel like that's honest.
Yeah, I don't get that God is a doer. I don't get that, or the light as the doer.
Huh.
We have a concept. Yeah. We have a concept about doing, but I don't think that applies to God. It does. That doesn't ring true.
Oh, because he doesn't know of the world. Okay. Yeah.
What I hear there is just like him using, through his interpretation, it's using the doer, our idea or our attraction to doing something to undo.
Hmm. Hmm.
Undo.
Ah, okay. I see. Yeah. Oh.
He knows how to guide.
He knows how to use our belief in doership to undo us back to the holy instant. Yeah.
And we think our doing keeps us safe.
Well, all I'm ever trying to do is undo me. But for some reason, that's not enough. I gotta grace or something needs to be there.
The trying to undo the doer with the doer mind, the ego, will never work.
Yeah. Hmm. There's the ego saying, how again? How does it work?
And that voice will fade.
Yeah.
All it is a thought. It's a thought that doesn't need responding to. It's just a thought. Even being entertained by such a thought keeps our attention on that false thought.
Right. Although I did hear the voice say, let the ego kick the door down.
Yeah, we can just ask if there's more relishing of doership, if our the desire to keep the doer. Is there more to see?
Yeah, well, what value we place on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely got a yes on that one. It just seems to tie into literally everything.
I'm hearing like it seems inexhaustible,
Yeah.
that it's never going to run out, and yet I can just be with the relishing of that
Mm-hmm.
that it's never going to run out, that there's no way out.
Yeah, show us the relishing of this doer. I really, 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 really want to keep it.
Yes.
It really thinks it has things to do. Places to be, people to see. It's sure of it.
I heard doing is not your function. And then I was asking, okay, I said, tell me more. And then he said, go up the ladder in consciousness. So I just let myself, drift upward into more of an expanded state. And then I saw very clearly that I am not the doer. That's not who I really am.
Yeah.
And then earlier I heard the ego thinks doing is the way out. But then, and then I heard, be still and know that I am God. That's the way out.
Yeah. Well, and we can do light tests too. Is there doing in of any sort in the light?
There's still a contrast between those.
Yeah. There's a subtle sense of separation.
Yeah, with that, I just hear like doing to get salvation. I'm doing something to get salvation.
Oh, and how could that be so? Yeah. Yeah. How could it? Yeah. 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 What could be done that would, yeah, that was direct. Whew.
Yeah, you really feel that release.
Nothing. Yeah. Can't do anything. Wow.
We're already free.
Yeah, what I hear is just be with the choice. There's that Is there any more to see around that? That there's a choice.
Oh, to do or not do. Yeah. That's, yeah, there's a desire to believe that I can choose to do or choose not to do.
Yeah, and it's like I have a choice whether I follow or not. It
Yeah.
seems like there's a choice. I can choose not to follow yet.
Well, that would just be choosing to deny divinity through the play of consciousness. Yeah.
Elliot, the 740
Oh, okay.
alarm went off, just FYI.
Well, I do feel like there's more here, but let's just ask Jesus if it's time for a miracle or if we should keep going just a bit more. Ooh, I felt a big opening. Wow.
Feels like there's release and that there's more.
Yeah, there's willingness.
With
So
that.
the little willingness is there. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much. Thank you, beloved, my companions, in the light of divine being.
Thank you.
Blessings and love.
Blessings and love.
Namaste. Bye-bye. Love you.
Got it.